Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news. When you think about the Cleveland Browns, you think about a franchise that has long struggled to find stability, but recently, things have taken a new turn, a direction that might be shaking up not just the division, but the entire AFC landscape. And at the heart of this storm is none other than quarterback Deshaun Watson, a player whose career has been nothing short of tumultuous, yet one with the potential to redefine the Browns' future if everything falls into place. But right now, it's a bit complicated to say the least. Watson, who once was at the center of controversy during his time with the Houston Texans, has carried that same spotlight into Cleveland, and his current situation is raising eyebrows across the league. So what exactly is going on with Deshaun Watson? Well, to start, the guy is sidelined once again, this time due to a second Achilles rupture. That's a serious injury, folks, and it's throwing his 2025 season into doubt. When a franchise quarterback goes down with such a major injury, it doesn't just affect the next game or the next few weeks. It can have ripple effects that last for seasons. And with Watson's injury history, combined with his recent struggles on the field, the stakes are even higher. The Browns are currently sitting at a disappointing 2-5 record. That's not where they hope to be at this point in the season, especially after investing heavily in Watson, a three-time Pro Bowler with a resume that once promised so much. But what's really stirring the pot now is what Watson has been doing off the field recently. Reports and social media activity suggest that the quarterback is not exactly content with the coaching staff, particularly head coach Kevin Stefanski. Now I know what you're thinking. This might sound like just another rumor, but it's more than that. Watson recently liked a video from a superfan known as Chad the Dumb Browns Fan, and in that video, Chad questions whether Stefanski has been good for Cleveland's quarterbacks, including Watson himself. Chad pointed out that quarterbacks like Baker Mayfield, who is now with Tampa Bay and having a pretty solid season, and Joe Flacco, have all thrived after leaving Stefanski'S system. He even went as far as to say, "All I do know is that every quarterback that leaves Kevin Stefanski goes off to be a better quarterback." That's a pretty pointed critique, especially when it comes from a guy that Watson seemingly supports. Now, that's where it gets really interesting. Watson liked that video. He showed some kind of approval for Chad's criticisms. And that's not just a casual social media gesture. It could be interpreted as a sign of underlying dissatisfaction, or at least a hint that Watson is questioning the coaching approach. Remember, Watson is under contract through 2026, with a massive deal worth $230 million. That's a lot of money, and it's a deal that has made it extremely difficult for the Browns to explore trading him. The team is essentially stuck with him unless they decide to release or restructure his contract, which seems unlikely given the investment. The NFL trade deadline for 2025 is coming up on November 4th, and with Watson sidelined and his recent form inconsistent, the question remains, could Cleveland consider a move? It's a complicated situation because, despite the rumors and social media activity, Watson's injury and recent play have made him a difficult asset to trade. Since joining the Browns in 2022, Watson has played in 19 games, throwing for 365 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. His completion percentage hovers around 61.2%, and his record as a starter in Cleveland is 9-10. Not exactly what they envisioned when they traded for him, especially considering his earlier career with Houston, where he amassed over 500 passing yards, 104 touchdowns, and only 36 interceptions. But injuries have severely hampered his performance and availability. His recent injury, an Achilles rupture, has kept him out of action, and it's cast a shadow over his future in Cleveland and beyond. What's even more intriguing is the current coaching situation. Kevin Stefanski, who was named NFL Coach of the Year in 2020 and again in 2023, has a record of 42-49 since taking over in Cleveland. That's not a stellar number, especially for a coach with such awards. After their latest blowout loss, a 31-6 defeat at the hands of the Miami Dolphins, support from some players like Joel Bitonio has been visible. Bitonio publicly showed support for Stefanski, but it remains uncertain whether that will be enough to save his job. The Browns are in a tough spot. They're stuck between the hope they have in Watson's potential when healthy and the reality of their current struggles. With the team's recent performances, many fans are questioning whether Stefanski is the right coach to lead this team to the playoffs, let alone a Super Bowl. Now, let's take a quick step back and look at the bigger picture here. The Browns franchise has a rich history filled with ups and downs. From their long-suffering years of futility to moments of promise, like their playoff runs in recent years, Cleveland fans have seen it all. But what they really crave now is consistency, stability at the quarterback position, and a coaching staff that can develop talent and lead the team to victory. Watson, when healthy and in form, has the talent to be a game changer. But injuries, coupled with his recent struggles and the coaching controversy, create a complex puzzle for the Browns' front office. The trade deadline is always a tense period for NFL teams, and for Cleveland, it's especially so this year. Do they stick with Watson, hoping he can return to his Pro Bowl form, or do they explore options to shake things up? The fact that Watson has expressed discontent, whether directly or indirectly, about the coaching staff raises questions about the team's long-term cohesion. It's not just about wins and losses anymore. It's about the locker room chemistry, leadership, and the direction of the franchise. Meanwhile, the AFC North remains fiercely competitive. The Cincinnati Bengals, Baltimore Ravens, and Pittsburgh Steelers are all hovering around, 500 or better, making every game crucial. Cleveland's path to the playoffs is narrower than ever, and their success hinges on a lot of factors: Watson's health, the coaching staff's effectiveness, and perhaps most critically, the team's ability to rally together in these challenging times. The division is tough, and any shift in dynamics could have ripple effects that last for years. Looking ahead, one of the biggest questions is whether the Browns will make a move before the deadline. Given Watson's injury and the current team situation, it seems unlikely they'll trade him unless a team makes a surprising offer, which at this point seems improbable. But that doesn't mean the story ends here. Cleveland's management is known for its patience, but also for unpredictability. They might choose to ride out this storm, hoping Watson recovers fully and regains his form, or they might make a bold decision to reevaluate their options. And don't forget, the NFL is a league that doesn't wait around. Injuries, trades, coaching changes, everything can shift in a matter of days. The Browns are at a crossroads, and the next few weeks will be critical in shaping their future. Fans are anxiously watching, hoping that this turbulent period will eventually lead to brighter days, a playoff push, and maybe even another shot at the Super Bowl. But it's clear that the current landscape is more complicated than it's been in recent years, with Watson's injury and the coaching controversy adding layers of uncertainty. Now, let's talk a little about the players who are stepping up despite all this chaos. Joel Bitonio, for example, has been one of the few bright spots, showing support for Stefanski amid the storm. That kind of leadership is essential when times are tough. But ultimately, the success of this team hinges on the health and performance of Watson, the coaching decisions, and how well the Browns can come together in these difficult circumstances. It's a true test of resilience, and Browns fans know better than anyone that their team has faced adversity before. The question now is whether they can turn the page, overcome these challenges, and build a new chapter that leads to glory. In terms of the bigger NFL picture, what's happening with Cleveland could have ramifications across the league. If Watson does return to form and the coaching staff stabilizes, the Browns could be dark horses in the AFC playoff race. But if things continue to slide and the internal discord grows, it could spell trouble for their long-term prospects. League is full of stories like this: players in turmoil, coaches under fire, teams trying to rebuild, and Cleveland is right in the middle of that drama right now. The next few weeks will be pivotal, and fans should stay tuned because this story is far from over. Every game, every decision could tip the scales one way or the other. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all this? Do you believe Watson can bounce back from his injury and restore his elite status? Do you think Stefanski deserves more time, or is it time for a change? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Browns. I'll be back soon with more updates, so make sure you stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. Whether it's good news or bad, we're here to keep you informed and engaged because being part of this fan family means sharing everything: hope, frustration, and the relentless desire for victory. Thanks for listening, Browns fans, and let's keep the faith. We're in this together, and brighter days are ahead.